So it's bright and early here on a beautiful morning for flying. I have a day trip from Athens to Heraklion, the capital of Crete. And this is a mileage run, which I'll have to explain a little bit. But it should be an interesting trip. I'm leaving at 6:50 in the morning and should be back well before lunchtime. So why a morning trip to Crete? Well, in my book, Aegean Airlines has probably the best mileage program in Star Alliance, and in order to keep that gold level status, you need to fly 4 flights on them. And I'm here on vacation and I've flown 2, but I wasn't planning on flying the 2 additional ones. So for about 105 euros, I was able to get a round trip, leave first thing in the morning and literally turn around on the same plane and come back. In fact, my boarding pass already has both flights, single boarding pass for both flights. So I guess they're used to things like this. In either case, it's a chance to explore Athens airport a little bit before we board. I hadn't had an opportunity to visit Aegean Airlines lounge at Athens airport, so did so and found a surprisingly wide range of food and beverages for breakfast. Although I've got to say, a lot of them are carbohydrates, pies, donuts, pastries, etc. But still, a pretty fair selection for breakfast. As soon as I ate, I headed downstairs. We were boarding today from a bus gate, which I used to hate, but now kind of love. There was priority boarding for Star Gold members, which only gets you on the bus sooner, doesn't actually get you on the plane sooner. It was an absolutely beautiful morning in Athens to fly. I really enjoy flying in the morning. I think it's so beautiful, clear skies and peaceful. And the reason I love bus gates these days? Well, of course, a chance to get out on the tarmac and see the plane up close. And this is the beautiful Airbus A321 that was taking me on today's 35-minute flight to Heraklion, Crete. Aegean uses the slimline seats with a 30-inch pitch, similar to what's used on Lufthansa and other carriers. The magazines and reading materials are at the top. You get your own tray table, and they've designed it in such a way that you have a little more knee room. Not bad for a short flight, but I certainly wouldn't want to fly one of these for several hours. Despite the short 35-minute flight, they did do a beverage service with a small snack. Aegean continues to be rated one of the top regional carriers in Europe, perhaps because of this reason. Well, I've just made it to Crete, Heraklion. Difficult for me to say. Anyhow, I've only got about 20 minutes before I've got to get back on this plane to fly back to Athens. Hopefully this bus I'm getting on will get me to the right place so I can quickly turn around. We'll see. Otherwise, I may get a couple of hours here.
Fortunately, I was able to exit the arrivals area,
entered the departures area and get through security very quickly, and got to the gate in time to wait for my bus. So I made it to Heraklion and had a very tight turn to get off this plane, get over to that terminal, go through security, and get back on this plane. And now I'm the last person boarding for my 35-minute trip back to Athens. So it's been fun. So they were kind enough to upgrade me on this return flight. So I'm at business class, which here in Europe is just economy class with a little more legroom and an empty seat next to me. What more can you want? But it looks like I'm the only person up here for this short flight back to Athens. The flight attendant was a little bit surprised to see me. It's like, that was a very short trip.
Flight. Please fasten your seatbelt while seated. It can be fastened and unfastened like this. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of air pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above your seat. Remain seated and pull the mask towards you. Press it against your mouth and nose and continue to breathe normally. You must fit your own mask first before helping others near you. A life jacket is stowed under your seat. When instructed to do so by the crew, hold the life jacket over your head, attach the strap to the hook in front, and pull tight to adjust it to your waist. Before leaving the aircraft, pull the red toggle sharply downwards to inflate the jacket.
I have to say I was quite surprised. For a 35-minute flight, they actually served a meal which included some sandwiches, coffee from an espresso machine, and this Greek yogurt with honey in a separate container. Of course, with the temperature in the cabin, the honey took absolutely forever to drip, drip, drip into the yogurt. And so 2 hours and 15 minutes after I departed from Athens, I'm back in Athens, jetway gate even. That's fantastic. Very convenient. So I've completed my obligations to Aegean for gold status for another year, and go back see my family and enjoy one last day in Athens and in Greece.